It's January 3rd, Thursday, 10 o'clock. I got a job, so I'm the photographer on a group of hikers, trekkers, going up into the Andes below this huge volcano called, can't remember right now, but, El Nevado Salkantay. It's more than 20,000 feet, and right now we're somewhere around probably 11 or 12, and we're loading the horses, and we're getting ready to start hiking out. We're going to hike all afternoon through the jungle and through the forest, probably somewhere around 12 to 13,000 feet, and chewing some coca, and that's it. We started the hike at 3,000 meters, which is about 3,500 meters lower than Cusco. So we're probably 3,000 meters. I don't know what that is. It's over 9,000 feet, close to 10. The bus ride here was really rough. I got there at 4 and walked from Carolina's house from just down to the Plaza de Armas and waited. All the clubs were emptying out. Kids walking all over the place drunk. I sat there and waited. The bus was late, and I got on, met the guide, gave him our passport number so he could get our tickets for the next trip to Aguas. We're paying a euro for him. Then we got on this bus, just packed with people, just no room. Everyone's sitting on each other. Insane. Classic third world bus. And then it went for about 2 hours, just insanely packed, really uncomfortable. We got a flat tire even. Had to stop in the middle of the road and change it. And then I saw that we were entering the mountains. Just incredible views of giant peaks, glaciated. It was incredible. But right now, I'm calling about some water. And then, I saw this road, this nasty dirt road going up in the hill, and I kind of thought about it in my head. I thought how funny it was, and then boom, we turned. We went up that road for about another hour and a half. This nasty, rough road until we got up into the highlands. That's when we jumped off and met the people that were helping us and the family and the horses. One of the young girls, looks like she's about 16 or 18. She's with us. And the 2 Holland people that paid for the trip, they paid almost $300 a head. I didn't pay anything. And now we're walking. Probably going to walk about 4 or 5 hours today. We're entering the forest, which is mostly filled with eucalyptus trees from Australia. They're eating everything and killing everything. It's beautiful though. Well, the fact that I'm on this trip is a surprise to everyone. Okay? Okay. And I don't have a tent, so I get to sleep with all the cooks in the cook's tent. And I'm also carrying my pack. No one else is carrying their pack.
So it's like it's not like a bowl, or it's like a shape, like a circle shape. See? Or 80% flowers, 30% leaves. All the time, all the time. Why? Because that's called pisune.
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 Quechua.
No, in Spanish.
Spanish.
Pisune. That's good flowers for the bird parrots. Parrots they eat big flowers. Yeah, parrots.
Yeah, now we're on a hunt for parrots. Eat the red flowers.
Well,
El volcán? ¿Es un volcán o no?
Salkantay es Spanish. Oh.
Allá es el volcán dormido,
Ajá.
donde está el humo o en la nube, ¿ves? Y una nariz que se ve, es Inca.
Inca.
Salkantay
Está durmiendo, ¿no?
volcán dormido.
Ah.
Well, very older, there's very older volcanic. There's maybe centuries ago.
¿Y qué significa Salkantay?
Un nevado.
Oh.
Nevado.
So?
There's Salkantay. That's his name. And you actually get the people here with, I get the example. Most of the kids didn't translate, you know. It's very difficult. No. People, they call Salkantay. This is the original thing. so the Diana is where they have they living in that mountain.
Yeah.
And that. So what happened? And in the time, from Machu Picchu, the people they adore this mountain. For example, the criminal people, the bad people, but in the time, okay, people didn't hit in the dead, they just died in the Inca Trail. Right? People they brought to South Vienna. These people were very bad people, criminal people, crazy people, maybe. These bad they were hidden in small glasses in South Lake, South Vienna. And that is the area. This is a double mountain. Another mountain we're going to see maybe the last time. From Inca Trail you can see for the whole day, because another mountain can only be called this morning, this mountain. That is the highest mountain. See like that.
I don't grande area.
They are between two mountains. They live in between two mountains. How come they?
The horses just caught up to us. The cook and two other porters. They all speak in Quechua. It's 1:15. We're pretty high. We've hiked in about 4 hours, and I can see snow. There's peaks right above us. It's starting to rain. We set up the tent for lunch. We're gonna eat lunch now.
So literally surprise and tents and yeah, cooking.
Exactly. Everything is available.
Everything clear, huh?
I have to tell you in Quechua. No. In Quechua.
I say Cocolis.
We had a great lunch. The sky opened up. We could see the peak. And then we hiked for another 4 hours. They took my pack because they wanted to, so I didn't have to carry it. Now we're way up at high camp at about over 12,000 feet. It's totally clear. And we're eating. Huge peaks. The clouds, they keep covering the huge peak. Like, I don't know, like a big dome of clouds over the summit. It's amazing. And there's waterfalls everywhere. And green right up to the rock line. Just grass and big thick trees. Glaciers. We're eating popcorn and hot chocolate. And they have a little bit of rum. Last night after dark, as I sat in the middle of the big grass, I mean, must have been a half mile across, we're at 3,600 meters. I lie down on the grass and watch the clouds move and the stars come and go. It was really amazing. Everyone kind of freaked out because I didn't want to eat dinner because I ate so much lunch, but they got over it. And then we all sat together and watched the stars and drank coffee, and went to sleep at about 8:30.
Apos. Auki. Sumapunti, sumasta tureite, tureweiko. Sumapunti ato sa pechueiko. Kanadata magaito sumasta keiti, kapariachako, kukawa. Nanata sumasta sa pechako. Suma. Sotiki, daska. Sa Ausangati na datang kay sumakop apukalantang Salkantay na sumakop sa Paisakon na sumakop kay Pagod at Jureksa. Quechua. Asking good weather, asking good light at the top, asking clear out because it's still hidden some bodies, but Inca's bodies, dead bodies in the mountains. Another side more flat. So it's very visual from another side from Inca Trail. One gets it, you'll see there are no successful after from a 5 day. Yeah, you will see clear out. Yeah. That's good.
Prayers to the mountain. And it is incredibly clear. Incredibly clear. We are entering now the space within the volcano. clouds cleared, and the giant Salkantay peak is just right in front of us. Huge glaciers hanging off of it. It's totally beautiful. And we made some prayers, and the sky's clearing. We have great luck. And now we're going to enter. Right now we're coming up the green valley, smoking rivers below us. We're in the tropics, so it's very, very green. Bushes, flowers. We're at over 13,000 feet. We're approaching the giant moraine of the south-facing wall of Salkantay. That wall must be over 6,000 feet, nearly vertical, hung with glaciers. We're coming into a huge meadow. It's called Pampas. It's called Salkantay Pampa. It's the first one. We'll probably take a break there. The streams of Salkantay Pampa. We're way over 14,000 now. We're higher than the giant glacial moraine, which is just huge. And we're even with the bottom of the glacier, which is coming off the huge wall and pouring into the moraine. I just heard some huge cracks as chunks of the glacier up on the wall were breaking. I couldn't see it though, because the giant wall disappears up into the clouds. We're really high. We're coming around the corner, right up alongside the wall, and there's a couple glaciers that look like we're going to come right up to them real soon. It's about 11 o'clock. Hopefully we're going to stop in a meadow soon and break for lunch, because you can't really hike in the midday in the Andes, because it usually rains. The whole sky is clouds, but they move so much. They swirl and come down, and you disappear, and then the mountain appears again. It's actually sprinkling right now. In another hour, we're going to reach a moraine and a glacier that's up really high, and our rest stop, and it's called Inca Trail, something like that. Inca Trail, which means Incas that are getting cold, because it's pretty cold. It's pretty high up. Must be over 15,000 feet now. We are just below the high glacier and the moraine, and the stream coming out of the moraine is like a green milk color. It's pretty weird. It must be the minerals from the stones. It just started hailing. Not real hard, but hard enough. We just made it up onto the moraine to a meadow called Pampa Japonesa. We're going to have to go above that to the one called the place where the Incas are cold, to set up our tent for midday, to wait out the possible midday storms. It's completely cloudy. They just keep moving. But the giant south wall of the main peak is just open, and the other east wall of the smaller peak is visible too. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 huge glaciers right at my same level.
Well, anyway, it's the top, because we're going to see many stones. This is somebody coming for first time to work in like a year or two guys, be anywhere. For example, this girl coming first time. What happens? She will carry the stone to the top. She will add good future, good job in the future, for later. Stone, we're going to see many stones. No? So that's the way. Always, my custom was now we're gonna take small stuff from here, and then we put it out, and then put it out. Oh, good, good.
We make a prayer to the Pachamama, the Mother Earth, and then we take a sip of rum.
Gato.
Guys, we pour a little bit to the earth to praise the earth, and to continually wish and hope for clear weather. We do that about every hour. In Peru, you always hear of the Inca Trail, which is the famous trail that goes from Machu Picchu. It goes from Cusco up the Sacred Valley, filled with ruins of different civilizations, up to Machu Picchu. But there are many Inca trails. There are many trails that come from different directions, all leading to the ancient site of Machu Picchu. But it's hundreds of years old. Hundreds. And these trails, like the one I'm walking up, which comes from the giant valley of Lima Tombo in the west, comes up below the giant sacred peak of Salkantay, the Devil Mountain, traverses around its glaciers to pass through at around 17,000 feet to drop down the other side to meet with the more famous Inca Trail. And in one more day, it will arrive at Machu Picchu. So these steps that I take now as I come along the glacier are ancient steps that for some say maybe a couple thousand years people have been walking this way to trade goods, to see their families, to be at sacred festivals. And here I am, below the Devil Mountain. Wow, a big chunk of the glacier just broke off a couple thousand feet above, making a rumbling sound that is like thunder. It is noon. The mules and the others just caught up to us. We're just reaching our rest spot below the pass, surrounded by glaciers. The other peak on the other side of the valley that was above us last night, which is called something like Ubu Salkantay, which is baby Salkantay. It's over 19,000 feet. It's perfectly in view. Clouds cleared from its summit. Most likely I misunderstood. We're not breaking. We're going through the pass. It's very steep. When we go through the pass to the other side, then we'll break. There's these huge green lakes, like that muddy green color, trapped in the glacial moraine. They're beautiful. Okay? When you go into a church, you usually light a candle at a sacred altar. But when you go into the mountains, you pile rocks in sacred places. 3-4 feet high. So, usually at the passes and on the summits, we're just reaching the pass. I'm the second one. I got a rock that I carry up from the bottom. I'm going to place it on the altar, as it were, the altar of the pass. Well, we did it. 5,000 meter pass, which should be about 16,500 feet. And for the next day and a half, it's downhill. But there they are, high above me, just coming off the peak. 4 condors, the most sacred of all birds, all animals on the entire planet. The condor. Well, we finished finished lunch at our incredible campsite at 15,000 feet below the glacier. And then we started walking down the trail, went through a pass, came down to the other side of the mountain, kind of the outside of the volcano. The whole way we were walking along this river called, I don't know what it's in Quechua, but it means the Happy River. And this is the river that eventually meets up with the giant river that goes around Machu Picchu. It was really nice. When we came around the mountain, we went through another pass and we came to this huge wall that went up the side of Salkantay. Giant glacier came off the side, and then we passed below the moraine. And there was this huge valley, just green valley with this serpentine river that went down the middle. And we just kept going down the middle, and there's cows and horses everywhere. Went down for about another hour and a half until we reached the far end where we made camp. This nice big grass area with big vaulting green mountains rising up. It's really nice. The clouds are completely on us. It's like you could barely see. It's quite beautiful. When we got to camp, the Holland couple, in their mid-late 40s, they both had diarrhea the whole time, so they went right off to sleep. The rest of us just sat around the stove while the cook and the young girl and her brother began fixing all the food. They were making those things that I made the other night with my friend Carolina and all my other Cusqueña friends. These little things called taqueñas. They're kind of like wontons. You take a tortilla-like thing, you put cheese in the middle, you put egg on the outside, and you roll it up and you fry it. Taqueñas. I call them pequeñas Cusqueñas because they look like little tiny Cusqueña people all rolled up in bed. But, so we kicked it. It was really fun. We're just relaxing, having coca tea or coffee, looking at the view, completely surrounded in like a mist. It's just thick, beautiful. Horses, cows walking all around. We were sitting there for a couple hours eating, and then finally we had dinner. We were talking a lot. They were all happy. I could see that the friendship was growing. We were learning words and just talking about life in America, life in Peru, and the differences. And we had dinner. We had a nice dinner. I felt good. I was hungry because I didn't eat lunch. So I ate and I ate. The one guy busted out a little bit of cachaça, so we took a couple shots of that. And then after dinner, I saw the eyes of some animal walking around. I saw it in my headlight. And it turned out it was a big fox. So everyone jumped up with their flashlights, and we watched this fox run around in the dark, running around our camp. And then at about 8 o'clock, the sun was over, and we all moved into our tent, which is actually just a cooking tent. It's got no floor. So we laid down a tarp, and all 6 of us crammed in there, and it was pretty happy scene. It was fun. And we all were trying to go to bed, and meanwhile the head guy busts out his cheap rum. He starts handing out shots. I think I took 2 or 3. It was pretty cheap. So after the cachaça and the rum and the beans and the soup, and yeah, I was sick. Kind of like the way I was sick in Nepal. Not drunk at all, just something in my stomach didn't work. So we all went off to bed, and probably about an hour later, it started pouring so hard. It was raining, and it was raining, it was raining. The water was flooding right into the tent, getting us all wet. Guys were digging the trench with a knife on the inside to try to make the water go around us. I didn't care. I just curled up in my big sleeping bag and let the festivities happen. I only got a little bit wet. I was warm. But then I woke up at midnight, man. My stomach hurt. I was terrible. So I got up and went out. Went to the bathroom finally. Hadn't gone to the bathroom in 2 days. Which is common when you first come into the high altitude. For some reason everything stops. Well, nonetheless, I went to the bathroom and then I barfed my guts out, getting all that cheap liquor out of my stomach that wasn't mixing with the delicious food. And then I felt pretty good. After that, I went back in, crawled into my semi-damp sleeping bag, and went off to sleep. Must have slept for 5 hours. So then right at dawn, we all started waking up. And the one guy turns to me and says, Christopher, el sol. So I go, damn it, I don't want to get up. So I jumped up, threw on my shoes, threw on my sweater, ran outside, and the sun was striking Salkantay Peak. It was just insanely beautiful. The clouds were completely vacant of the whole valley. Right now it's perfectly clear. And the giant wall, it must be, if we're at 15,000 feet or 14 and it's 20, it must be a 6,000 foot wall. It's incredible. Huge glaciers. So the sun was striking it, and I ran outside, and they're like, go. I ran. And I took a whole bunch of pictures, and I'm just relaxing. I washed my hands in the river, ice cold river, and they're over there making breakfast, making tea, making pancakes, and the couple from Holland they're still in bed. I do remember though, when I got up in the middle of the night to go out and walk around, I saw that lady was out there. She's had diarrhea for 3 days. Her husband has too. But things are cool. This is absolutely amazing. Much better than the Himalaya. Because it's got all this green. And you got this friendly people. Not like Nepal. Everyone's kind of bitter. We just started our descent. It's 8 o'clock. We're going down this incredible gorge. Green, big river down the middle. Steep, huge peaks rising on both sides. We got a long day ahead of us. Long day. The campsite last night was 2,800 meters. And we're going to drop down fast. We can see a whole bunch of llamas, yamas, on the other side of the hill. It's kind of cool. Little terraces of potatoes. And lots of cows. Just saw a big kata eagle fly right by us and land on the trail about 100 meters ahead. Beautiful big bird. First time I saw one was in the Pantanal in Brazil. There's orchids along the trail. We're approaching the eagle. It's right on the trail, like 100 feet ahead. Big. It's kind of a reddish brown with a red head. Cara means face in Spanish. Because it's got this funny looking face. Oh, there it goes. It takes off. Wow, it's big. It's got a golden tail. Wow, then there's another one right next to us. We didn't even see it. They keep flying ahead of us and landing on the trail. So we're descending really fast. He hikes really fast. Faster than I would ever hike. Kind of like the way Brandy used to hike. Just jamming. And since we went through the pass, I've been wearing my pack now. And the mules carry everything else. That's the way it is. I want to get stronger, right? Gotta carry your stuff. As the Buddhist priest says, he who carries his stuff is stronger later on down the line. Now we're in Pampa Cajuana, which means, what does Pampa Cajuana mean?
Pampa Cajuana.
¿Qué significa? Lookout point. There's an Inca canal down the middle. Cultivated with fields. Little huts. Made out of rock. Straw roofs. I can see people riding down there on horses. We just made it to the bottom of the valley. And there's a bunch of corrals made out of stones. And this one we're standing next to is filled with about 12 little baby cows that couldn't be more than a couple weeks old. And they keep them down here in the corral because if they walk around with the moms up on the hillsides, the giant Andean condors will come and kill them. Because what's a cow's about 3 feet long, the Andean condor is about 7. Huge towns. Kill it, no problem. Sometimes you see little flags up on the hillsides, the steep hillsides. Yellow flags, blue flags, and they're markers. Because a lot of the native people, the indigenous people, they have running messengers, like long-distance runners, that carry messages to each other. And those flags mark those little trails for the runners. Oh, we're just coming up to a huge herd of sheep. Maybe we'll get some nice sounds. A little tiny girl up ahead. kids outside, afraid to talk at the alien stranger. And then right now we're reaching the end of this little valley. Canyon's turning the corner. Looks like it's going to drop off in a huge gorge. And yeah, it's definitely steep up there. Lots of clouds swirling around the tops of the peaks. Big jagged towers. Black towers with ice in between each tower. Seems that all our prayers and all our rituals that we partake in, whatever, if that's a word, everything was not in vain. The skies were clear, the mountains were open for us to see. The condor came in, and we were within the land of the Indian gods. It's unbelievable what we were. And as we descend through clear skies, sun, the clouds close in behind us, sealing the route that we were descending, closing like doors, as if we alone are in a circle of sun. It's quite interesting. It's like everything in my life. Things work out. I get special privileges, special opportunities. But with those opportunities, with those peaks in my life, with those special golden moments, there's a price. I'm not always ready for it, but I always know it's coming. I always know it's there. Something bad. A price to pay. A valley to descend into. Some sort of pain. Some sort of anguish. Peaks and valleys. Peaks and valleys. So maybe there's still more peaks yet to come. More peaks. Many more. It has been an hour. We've descended nearly 1,000 feet. Probably less. But we're right along the stream, the bottom of the gorge. The gorge is getting narrower and narrower. And the plants, we're coming into the tree line again. But the trees, it's a tropical thing. It's not pine trees, it's bushes and oak trees and all kinds of strange tropical plants growing in and around each other. You can hear the river that snakes with forever through these incredibly just amazing, through these beautiful folds of endlessly forever blooming green canyon. Spectacular. Peruvian woman just passed me loaded with stuff. Her dog's all scared. Come on. Here come the horses, loaded with wood. The kids. Everybody. It's 10:30. We're really far down. We've descended a lot. We just came to a nice little meadow area. There's a little village, a few houses, a few families nestled around an ancient structure, some sort of Inca village, prehistoric structure, and terraces and things like that. There's big vaulting towers, and just beyond this little ancient ruin is where we meet up with the Inca Trail, the traditional Inca Trail to Machu Picchu. And that's where the people from Holland, we're going to meet up with our company, SAS Travel, and they're going to continue on with another group. And then we will continue with the horses the other way, the opposite way, back towards Ollantaytambo in Cusco. Hopefully we'll make it back in time to catch a bus to Cusco and make it to Cusco sometime this evening. I just reached the junction of the Inca Trail, and tired tourist coming up around the corner. And I got my directions on how to get down, how to make my links at different places to catch bus here, bus there. And they have to wait for the tour. There's a big tour coming up that's meeting up with them from the company. So now I am free. It's 11:30. I got 12 kilometers to go downhill before I reach kilometer 82 on the Inca Trail. I am now officially on the first day of the Inca Trail, and I think I will be the only person going down. Everyone's coming up. This is their first day. And I should be able to get home to Cusco tonight without any problem, since I'm now free from the group and the constraints of the political struggles of waiting for food and horses and people. I'm gone. I'm now free within the mountains of the Andes, alone and free. The landscape just changed. Big trees just shot up, covered in vines and epiphytes. And these little Inca kids keep running in front of me. They don't want me to pass them. One's like 4, 6, maybe 10. We're all going to the same place, kilometer 82 on the Inca Trail. Start of the Inca Trail. It turns out they're 3 little girls. They will not let me pass them. They just keep running and running, and soon I catch up to them and they run. But we're going to the same place. So they're my guides. They'll show me the way. I came up upon the lunch camp of the SAS travel company, with all the people coming up the trail. And then the little girls stopped to talk to some locals, and I passed them. But man, they wanted to be in front, so they ran and caught up to me. Kept going. I asked them to be my guide. They said sure. Well, I continued down for another hour. Came by the big conjunction of 3 huge canyons. Another massive ruins complex of an ancient village. Did a death march down this hill and up this other one. It's really hot, tropical, cactus, strange plants. And then I came over the top and bam, there it was, the giant Urubamba River, red with the color of the mountains. And I could see across the other side that this is the canyon with the train that goes to Aguas Calientes. Now I continue along the river. For maybe an hour, I could see the village at the end, there. I stopped my walking. I'm completely exhausted. And I want a beer. So I went over that bridge and arrived in that little village and was dead tired. Came up on the dirt road and there were 2 huge trucks loading corn. So I made some friends with one of the trucks and he said he'd give me a ride to Ollantaytambo, which is about an hour and a half away. So I waited for about an hour and a half, sitting with some little kids, chewing on sugar cane. And then we eventually got in the truck and split. And yeah, we went all the way through the land. It was just a rough road, lots of farms, cornfields everywhere. We came to Ollantaytambo, the little town in the middle of nowhere, along the Urubamba River. And then we kept going. He took me all the way to Urubamba. From Ollantaytambo to Urubamba was on the paved highway. And I got here, jumped off the truck, and now I'm on a bus. About 2 hours, an hour and a half maybe, to get to Cusco. This is the ride I did on New Year's Day. It's pretty amazing that I made it back to Cusco after walking down the last day of the Inca Trail, dropped off in the middle of nowhere, truck ride and a bunch of corn. And I got the bus ride from Urubamba, a couple more hours up the Sacred Valley. Just incredible. I arrived at Cusco, 7 o'clock, Saturday night. Got a taxi up to San Blas. Now I'm cruising over to my friend's house.